I raised with the pressure. You have to work or you're not gonna be anything. Work.
Coffee Farmers Project. How did that happen?
So I start from coffee shop. The coffee shop is the last circle of the chain. I work in a coffee shop. They understand the coffee is really important. The bean is really important. Where it come from? At that time, it was mostly from Italy. What Italy do with this bean?
Why are you so passionate about coffee?
In my perspective,
How you see success for Saeed?
if I want to say one thing about success is doing just one thing and focus.
You went to Ethiopia, you went to Indonesia, India, Kenya, Rwanda. How do you feel it impacted you?
Just get the life easy. Just do it.
From your perspective, what is the high performance mindset?
I believe
Saeed Abdi Nasab is a certified coffee educator and instructor who won multiple Best Barista awards in Dubai. In this episode, we spoke about his childhood and what it was like working from a very early age. We spoke about his coffee journey, and we also spoke about the many adventures that came from him visiting the coffee farms in Kenya, Ethiopia, and many countries in Africa as well as in Asia. This episode is for the coffee lovers. Do not miss out on this one. All right, before we kick off with this episode, you know the drill. Subscribe, like, and share this episode. It'll help me bring you more and more high performers to the show. I'd highly appreciate it. All right, before we kick off with today's episode, you know the drill. Subscribe, like, and share this episode. I'll truly appreciate it, and it'll help me bring you more and more high performers to the show. This is the High Performance Mindset, and today's guest is Saeed Abdi Nasab. Enjoy this episode. Saeed, also known as coffee tree or درخت kahwe.
exactly.
Question: why are you so passionate about coffee?
What question for the first one? Detail. There's many details. You can always go deep inside and find yourself, understand what is the purpose of life, connect you with people. In my perspective, coffee have everything. And every small details have meaning. It's not like normal entertaining, or it's not like as a toy. You take it and do something with it. It's been at least 13 years that I'm in coffee, at least. And every second I'm thinking, why I'm here? What am I doing? And then I say, all right, it's something full of mean. It's meaningful.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you because, passion is not a constant. It goes up, goes down. With some areas in your life, passion can disappear completely, So why for over 13 years, the passion is still there?
50% is mistake, even more. I made a lot of mistake, and then I rebuild it again. I was like, oh, this is the last. I'm done. I'm not gonna continue. And I was like, all right.
You're talking about life in general or in the coffee industry?
In the coffee and in life.
Okay.
Honestly, these two is merge. We go to a trip, we're looking for a coffee shop. We're looking for a coffee place, coffee shop, coffee roastery. Even in a normal trip, it's merge. And whatever I did in the job, it's in the same in the life.
It's connected, yeah.
Yeah, it's super connected.
Which brings me to the next question, which is, we're always looking for where's the coffee shop, right? So
Exactly.
How, from your perspective, what is a good cup of coffee?
It depends on the person. Because coffee is related to the taste.
Mm-hmm.
The color that I'm gonna love, you're gonna hate. Coffee is exactly the same. That's why I'm saying it's super deep. And personally, I believe even after 50 years, even after 100 years, me personally, I cannot understand what is a good coffee. Because there's no good coffee. There's really the coffee that you like. So, yeah, it's really complicated. People confuse. They say, what does that mean? It should be. What is the best? The best is what you like. I can bring you gold, but you're not going to spend $1 for that. It's not going to work. You cannot put a price on it. You're not going to buy it when you don't like it. And this is relative to our body, we drink it, and it have effect on us. If it's some people like bitterness, if you give them some sour, acidic coffee, they're going to hate it. even if it's like $10,000 per kg, which is, there's a coffee that they sold it for $10,000 per kg. But some people say, oh, come on, I'm not going to spend $1 for this. And
vice versa. Some like instant coffee. So,
exactly. Some people love instant coffee.
Yeah.
And then when you go more deep inside, it depends on the time. It depends on your mood sometimes. Even me. Like me personally, it's been a week that I don't drink coffee that much. I'm not in the mood. I don't know. I went to a coffee shop, somebody asked me, oh, Mr. Saeed, do you want coffee? I said, no, I don't drink coffee. The guy thought I'm just joking, but no, I'm serious.
Do you see coffee as a performance enhancer?
Yes. It's really depends, like who, how, the journey. Even these days, with the topic of specialty coffee, people like give to the specialty coffee these kind of meaning, but it's really depend. Like these days, we talk about the farmers. Like you can see on the pack the name of the farmers or producer. People think, oh, these are just like for marketing or just, but it's really make feel that what happened, and it's really important. So yeah, it's really depend on that.
Why some coffee, when I have it, I get a spike
Yes.
in the energy, and then I get a crash.
Yeah.
And some coffee I have, it's okay. If I have less lungo or Americano, right? I get the spike and crash. If I have a V60, then it's, consistent.
All right.
And I don't get the crash. So
All right. This one need a little bit explanation, like step back. What's the purpose of drinking coffee? Some people for getting energy at the morning. Somehow people drink it to don't sleep, like some people working at the night. There's rare people like me want to just drink and enjoy and explore. What's the difference between Brazil and Ethiopia and Kenya or African country, Asian country? What's the difference between even like this? This is really a hint that doesn't make sense to somebody, but this is any kind of fruit. There is a lot of difference between two trees. You get an apple from trees number 1 and trees number 2. There's a lot of difference between them. As the human have difference, like our fingerprint is different. So coffee, the taste of coffee is their fingerprints. Like I try to give you an example. So it's really important for which purpose you take that coffee. You wanna go for exercise, I run marathon. So for running marathon, the best booster for me was coffee. Then
which coffee?
Yeah, I will. It's really depends, but I will.
Yeah.
So now when we go deep inside, there is 2 categories: espresso or coffee extracted by pressure, and coffee extracted by the flow, like by gravity, like filter coffee, V60. So espresso, you have a liquid with less amount of water and more amount of dissolved solid. That's why it's more strength. It's heavier. And it's like a boost shot. But V60 is like, it dilutes more. So it affects more. Like the effect that you get from V60 is long last. Like you have it for 1 hour or 2 hours. But in espresso, now Americano that you mentioned is espresso with water. That's why. It's like a boost and then just go back. So espresso for morning is good when you want to just wake up super fast. I don't suggest, but I suggest wake up.
Yeah, I
avoid
coffee for at least a couple of hours. When I wake up, I just hydrate.
Exactly.
And of course, this you learn it after you get into endurance training. You learn about hydration very well.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we'll get into later. Okay. Now I want to reverse back the clock into Saeed's childhood.
Oh my God.
So you were born and raised in Tehran?
Yes.
What was it like? What was your routine like after school?
I started working in early age. Like, even like when I'm saying it here, it's maybe wonder you, but it's not in the place that we live. Even in Tehran, you have different area. In the place that we live, it wasn't that much far that a child with 7, 8 years old start working.
It's normal.
Not that much normal, but because my father was a person who pushed everybody to work hard. You have to work hard.
Was he a businessman or a regular 9 to 5 job?
Honestly, no businessman.
Okay.
Super businessman. I don't know what is he doing.
Yeah, that's a typical, like, proper businessman.
Exactly. I don't understand what he's doing. But like, I raised with the pressure that you have to work or you're not gonna be anything. Work. So I was like, all right, let's forget the play, let's forget football, let's forget anything. Just work. So I remember officially I started working when I was 8 and get the like proper salary. And but in the summertime.
What was your job?
Anything you think. Like the first time I selling ice cream
Nice.
in a bazaar, in a ripe market.
Okay.
But it was just for summer. When I was 7. Then when I was 8, I started working car wash, like for washing the cars. Then when I was 9, I start like officially 8 to 9, even like during a weekend, during the school time. I go to school in the morning and then afternoon start working.
Who was, let's say, okay, maybe second job is different from the first job. The first job, how did you get it? Let's say the ice cream job, how did you get it? Did you have to approach them or your dad spoke to them and be like, here's my son, let him work?
I have to think about that. It's been a while. If I want to give you detail, it was summer.
Mm-hmm.
Then in the ripe market, people were looking for, something to eat. But it wasn't anything there. Then I see like a bottle of water is 5 times more expensive than a supermarket. So I said, all right, there's water everywhere. Let's go to the supermarket, get some ice cream, and sell it
cheaper.
Not 5 times, sell it more expensive. Like selling 3 times more expensive than the supermarket. Because it wasn't
you mean in the bazaar, the prices are higher than the supermarket?
Yes, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
Because it wasn't anything there.
Okay.
Like in the kind of ripe market.
Okay, this is not normal for a child to start, checking the prices and comparing and seeing this as an opportunity.
Yeah. But
Do you think you...
It wasn't normal. Honestly, you have to ask my psychologist.
Do you feel maybe part of it you learned it from your dad, maybe as a businessman?
For sure.
Because
but it's in my conscience.
Yeah, because one thing for sure is running, a business has its own type of mindset than being an employee and just doing 9 to 5. That's a different way of thinking completely. And that type of mindset and the lessons you come from doing business, if you come from a business family, you learn it like just sitting there as a kid. You're hearing conversations of your uncles, talking, and your mind is recording. Or I see you smiling, what?
Honestly, never think about it. But yeah, you're right. Because I built a business then. I never think, honestly, when I thought about it, I thought, it was suffering. Because exactly I remember, might be I don't remember what exactly I selling. I remember first one was ice cream. Second day, I sell ice cream for a week. Then second week, I believe it was like...
How was the first sale?
Oh, it was crazy. Because I remember I bought it like it was at the Friday. So I bought it's
coming.
Yeah, it's coming. Like I bought it Thursday and I feel full our freezer, our refrigerator.
What did your mom say?
Well, yeah, she was crazy. Like she was, what do you do? And when I woke up in the morning, I saw they're biting some of them, and I was like, what the hell?
This is my stock.
Yeah, exactly. So I remember this one, but let me think. The first sale,
or at least the first day you sold, you came back home.
Yeah, for sure, I made more money. So I start continue. But I have to think more deeply because it was a while that I never think about it. But yeah, So the second product was something that was milk, some juice, and I keep continuing this one.
And I'm sure for me, that's an achievement, of course, for you to have an idea, execute it, and the win here, for any business is to make profit, that's the win. And you did that. So for you, it definitely affected your confidence.
A lot. It's a lot. I sing right now. Oh my God. Maybe that's why, like right now I don't doing it at all. Like I don't do dealing. So my job, I'm trainer.
Yes.
I'm teacher. I just teach. I have a lot of opportunity to buy this one. For example, coffee. I can buy coffee from the farmer. Just an example. $5 and sell it $15. And people is gonna be happy. But honestly, maybe it's because of childhood. I don't doing it. I say no. Just keep it. Just don't be a dealer. Don't make the dealer. Just make it fair trade. Don't do it. Maybe it's because of that. But yeah, I established a business and yeah, honestly, right now I'm saying it with proud. Like back then, even when I was 15, I was like, oh come on, I had to play. But right now, establishing a business or making an idea or anything in the job, like I have enough confidence. And I say it with proud that I start working at 7. Like, at that time, it was like shying for me. Like I believe I didn't mention in my school that I'm working till maybe in the college.
Why not?
Because nobody didn't doing it. I told you, in the place that we live, it was normal. But again, it was some point of shying for me. Like I was like, because my family, their business were good. My mother worked, my father worked in the same time, and everything were good. Like it was not rich family, but well-balanced family. We had something to eat. And whenever I think, I said, it didn't need that I work.
But maybe a part of you liked it?
I have to think. But the thing is, right now, don't work. I cannot live one day without working.
Because I'm saying this because my dad, Allah yarhamah, he was also very, every day reminding you need to study, you need to study, you need to study. Like, weekends or summer holiday, 7 a.m. wake up. I'm like, Dad, why are you waking me up? I don't have school. Read. I'm like, I just finished school. Why do I need to read? Like, why do I have to wake up at 7? Why can't I just, sleep like other kids till 10 or 11, and then just play? But my dad wasn't a businessman. He was just all about education. And he didn't have his father growing up because his father passed away. He was 5 or 7 years old. So he had to learn this lesson, by himself. So from your side, your dad was pushing you more to read more or to maybe...
No work.
To work more.
Not reading. Even like my mother was a teacher as well. So, but my father was exactly...
Both worlds.
Was the opposite side. And they say, no, it's okay. Don't go to school. Go work. That's okay. If you want to sleep late, that's fine. No need to go to school.
But work.
But yeah, work. Why you don't working? Oh, it's Friday. There is some holiday. There's some weekend. I'm like, I work on other thing. Even I remember I was 12. I work in 3 different places. 2 of them was real place, and 1 of them was like side business. And when I'm thinking right now, because right now I'm just focusing on one thing, and then I was like, oh, come on. How did I done in 10 to 12 years old?
But it's because you started at 7 years old.
Exactly. It was because of that.
And growing up, did you have any characters that you look up to? Maybe from movies, maybe real people, maybe from history that you used to admire?
No, honestly. Like, the dark side of it is I don't watch movie.
Okay.
I didn't. Like this, I watched a lot, but I didn't watch movie that much. It was on working. Like, even, like, I saw some, like, for example, pop star, singer at that time, musician, actors, even athletes. But I was like, what are they doing? Like, I was just busy at work. So I never had any legend in my mind to see it. Like, for example, I like Eminem, but I never think about do the way that he done or do the way that
Like I want to be like Eminem,
No,
or I want
never.
to follow his path or something.
never.
But because I want to know this mindset of you need to have discipline, you need to work hard to achieve great things. You feel you got it from, of course, from your parents. Was
From
your
my
dad
parents,
working? You used to
lot.
work a lot.
Ooh, a lot. I remember once I didn't saw him for maybe 6 months. And nobody didn't know where is he. Nobody didn't. Just he came with some money, with some toys for me, but never play with those. So I was thinking always, this is also funny. I play with the ants. I play a lot with them. And like, I was in the home, I was like looking at them, what are they working, and making a hole for them, biting them. And I was like, no, this is life. Like work as an ant in a bigger community. Nothing is not gonna happen. Like it was recently asking in other podcasts, the guy asked me, what is success for you? I was like, huh? I never think about it. Like I see a lot of code. I see, but not joking. Never think about, I want to be success in coffee. Wallah, never.
But now that question, sometimes when somebody asks you a question, you can have the answer, and sometimes it will just be running in your subconscious mind. So now, what are your thoughts about how you see success for Saeed?
Oh, you're asking something. That's hard. Really, I just like.
What will make Saeed happy?
I'm happy.
Okay.
Like when I'm moving, when I do something, like a lot of trouble thing happened. Even today for me to come, I was in the border. They told me you cannot go. I have appointment, but all right. Let's find another opportunity. I'm not gonna say I'm sorry, I cannot come. But I'm doing something. Whenever I do something, like I'm fine. But if I want to say one thing about success is doing just one thing and focus. Focus can make me happy. Even we have a lot of sea here. When I sit in the sea or even in desert, I see and I watch. Like I can't see the thing. I can't see everything running, and I'm happy. Like, but in my opinion, success is to just do one thing at a time and focus.
I agree that focus is very important, and how that can translate into success and can translate into happiness, because you just have 100%. You don't have many 100%. And the more you put your energy into one thing, the more you're going to get more results from that thing. And when you get more results from that thing, you're like, hey, things are working out. Great. The less you put in it, the less you get, the more you get upset. Especially
That's fact.
when you know you can get more out of that. But you came short, not because of the situation, not because of the environment, not because of things out of your hand. And this one is linked with stress. Jeff Bezos mentioned that we usually feel stressed about the things that we don't do, which are in our hands. And as soon as we take the first step towards, taking action, like 70% of the stress goes.
Yeah.
So I definitely echo what you just said.
Yeah. Honestly, and one part of what you said result. It's like these days maybe more because of the media, because of a lot of things. But I swear, 5 years ago when I work, I never think about the result. There is different perspective of result. One of them is money. Money always came. And not a lot, but amount that leave me alive, something for eat. And then, whenever I think about the result, I get a lot of stress. Even these days more. Like, I'm sure these days I think a lot about results. But even not thinking about result, just doing something.
Yeah.
And just one thing. Because I'm the best, like, I can talk about movie. What should I talk? Why? So, but I can talk about coffees. So this is the thing, if I want to explain, even these days I'm thinking about result more than like 5 years ago. But 5 years ago I was like, there's no result, it's fine. Just, I'm doing like an ant. Nobody's not going to see me.
And where do you see yourself performing better? When you're thinking about the result or when you're not thinking about the result?
For sure, not thinking. For sure. I made a lot of class. Nobody didn't came. Even one person didn't call. But I took my profit from that course or from that event. I made an event, just one of them, 2,000 people came. And I made the event, 20% came. Definitely I enjoy. And that's one, the one that 20 people came.
Why?
Because at that one, I didn't thought about numbers. I knew already not gonna that many people coming. It was in a very small city somewhere, so I was like, one person, I'm gonna be happy. 10, yeah, but not thinking these days. But we have to plan because we don't know. Like I have plan. Let's say even the last one, like 2,000 people came. I was like, we planned for 500 people. Suddenly, 2 days before the event, we understand, oh my God, more than 1,500 registered. I was like, what the hell? Then I couldn't enjoy anymore because I go for the number. Even again, I want to mention marathon. When you think about 42, it gets, but when you just run 10, 20, like definitely I ran few marathon. But most of them was the one that I just practiced maybe 30K. Even one of them was 60. So result is good. But these days, with the medium that we have, with the media
it's
that we
constantly reminding us,
Yeah.
we need, aim high, blah, 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 And yeah, I think I keep trying to refocus my thoughts towards being more curious, be driven by curiosity, focus on good scenarios. Because I'm thinking, let's say about an event, maybe I need to host an event or blah, blah, blah. And now I can think about it, this is a big event, blah, blah, blah. Or I can think this would be so much fun, this is what I've been wanting all my life and now it's happening, So both facts, both are reality. It's just where to direct the thoughts, or the mental dialogue.
Just here.
Yeah. All right. So during high school, you got kicked out of school.
Oh my God, a lot.
What happened?
Sleepover. Because I worked like one of the funniest jobs that I had. I was in the this fanfare. So I was the person who controlled the fanfare.
The wheel.
Yes. For those plays, you have to stay till 1 a.m., 2 a.m. So for sure, I couldn't go to school early. I remember the person in charge in school told me, see, we have like 200 days in school. You just came 50 of them. So what should I do? I said, just leave me alone. Just sign my paper and leave me alone. So from high school, many times. But my perspective, it wasn't about that. I didn't harm anybody. I didn't fight with anybody. I just went late.
Yeah.
And then that's it. That was.
And you went late because you were working the night before.
And see, even I went to the college because at that time everybody say college is different, especially in Iran, because in Iran we are in high school, like boys and girls are separate. So like high school is a place which is you become more mature, you see many people, you become more in touch with the people who are serious in their life. So college for me was something serious. So I went to the college for software develop. And same thing again happened. I was like, these are not mine. Like, don't go. Then they kicked out me from college. But yeah, in high school, yeah, I wasn't fighting or don't do anything harming anyone except the.
And that's when you decided, okay, now I'm just going to focus on work. And
Exactly.
so how did you start working at the coffee shop? You were 18 years old, right? Why coffee shop? Like, why not another job?
Just random.
Okay.
Like, no, like back then. So that situation was, I was with my roommates. We were in a home, 2-room, 4 roommates. All of them was great, but it was hard for me anymore to stay with the other people. I wanted to be alone in the home.
Why? You felt your mindset was different from them, or what was it? I mean, I can imagine.
Yeah, for sure. But then, like, they were really good people. Still, we are friends. But yeah, like, my mindset was different. Like, they were looking more for money. But still, I'm not sure right now it's bad or good that I don't looking for money. Even I have trouble in financial. But still, people asking, why you don't go, like, open your own coffee shop, make a lot of money. I said, it's not me. I rather to have some financial, I will fix it, but I don't do. So at that time it was the same. Those people, even I remember, they were really early age traders at that time. Like 13 years ago, trading wasn't that much popular. So in my high school, I went to that coffee shop that I worked for the first time then. It was close to my high school. The name was Godot. It's one of the theater of Samuel Beckett. So the name of that coffee shop. So I went in, and then I work a lot, taxi driving, teaching to the high school kids like English language. I don't know, mathematics. I did many, like. Whatever you say, I said, I did it for 2 months. I did it for 1 month. Being a seller. Then I was, at that time, it was like right now, it was newspaper and they put the advertise on the newspaper that, for example, we want dishwasher, we want barista, we want this one. So I said, oh, go to cafe. And I didn't see what's others. But they were looking for dishwasher.
Why did you like this coffee shop?
It was cool.
I'm sure there was other coffee shops.
Yeah, at that time it was so rare. Like 13 years ago, 13 years ago maybe it was 100 or less than 100 coffee shop in whole Tehran. Yeah, it was maybe 200. So it wasn't that much. And this one was one of the most famous one.
Okay.
Like this one was maybe 5th or 5th coffee shop in Tehran.
Okay.
That opened 10 years before that. So I said, all right, they want someone, employee, whatever. I want to go. Then I went in. Then I don't remember what they asked. Whatever they asked, all right, I will. Then yeah, the journey starts 6 a.m. till 12, like working 18 hours. And then and it was for dishwashing. I didn't know. They told me we work here. Anybody do something. There's not a specific job title. I said, all right, let's come. But then I find myself like dishing and washing. But even I remember I was really happy.
You remember your thoughts the first day when you started working there?
Yes, a lot of cool people.
Okay.
Like because not these days, but like 10 years ago, coffee shop was for the intellect people in Iran, the people who are open-minded, not for any kind of topic. Like people live their life easy and just laughing, do anything what they want. So at that time, and I was watching them and enjoying really. It was a bar, not like right now, which is bar is short. Bar was too long. I was like checking people. Just they enjoy and watching. It was super funny for me. Like I met a lot of friends there that I still we are in touch, and the best time in my life was, even if I want to minimize it, the first second week, because early time, I just jumped from the dishwashing part to the preparation part. Nowadays, they call it chef, cooking part, or barista. But it was just
Is it
behind the
because
bar.
the manager told you to handle that part?
Honestly, it was because everything was mixed up there. So nobody didn't know what to do. Wherever we see something, we just go and fix it.
Right.
You know,
Right.
somebody need something that, like as a reception, we go do that.
Yeah.
Waiter, we go do that. Manager, sometime washing the. So, and then, but we were really happy. And the life, like really, we open at 7 a.m. people coming. And we couldn't sit till midnight. But it was super enjoyable. Like my people was super happy. Like we gave them normal food. They were like super appreciated for that. And we charged them a lot at that time. Like the coffee shop that I worked there, it was one of the most famous and most expensive coffee shop in the town. But the people came, we just give them whatever we can, the best that we could. And they were really happy. Like, and they were really appreciate. Like right now, I serve coffee for somebody. They don't even say thank you because they give me money. They don't. But at that time, it was like people were super happy. It was every day we had a very long line for the people just coming, sitting for 30 minutes, see other people. Like coffee shop was a place to people come and see others. Right, it is. But then for me it was like, so yeah. So but after 1 month. Because the person who was whatever, coffee man or barista or whatever, she was a girl. She left. So the manager come to me and said, do you want to like raise your position? I said, yes, sure. He said, all right. Do you know how to make the menu? I said, yeah, sure. I saw. And really, I learned all of them from 2 meters away. He said, yeah, I can do anything. And I did. He said, all right. From tomorrow, you are alone at the bar. Do everything. So in the same time, it didn't it didn't raise, it just expanded. But still, I was happy. Like they increased my salary, exactly, I remember, not that much, but they increased. But I was like...
It was more expanding than raising.
Washing and at the same time making and sometimes even serving.
Yeah.
But like, it was, right now watching, it was like a game. Like the Gordon Ramsay game, when you play, you make, and it was like, but it was really nice.
Do you think everyone else there looked at it the same way you did, like a game, or some did not enjoy it?
At that position, like at that particular time, you meant? Yeah.
Of course, not everyone.
For most of them. Because right now, I'm in touch with some of them. They're still doing the same thing. Like they are coffee shop manager, or they are consultant, training. Sometimes we're talking about this, and yeah, they were the same. Like, we didn't look for money. Even, I remember sometime, it passed 2 months, and we didn't got our salary. But we forget, because our life were there. Even some nights we slept there. So I was like, yeah, for most of us at that time, and then it was like...
Do you think the manager did some things right to make you guys enjoy working there?
For sure. I'm still in touch with the manager. Probably we're going to do something soon together. Yeah, it was just like, it's been 2 months that we are in touch, and he told me, yeah.
And this is a long time ago.
Yeah. But he's still doing the same thing, but not in Iran, in Europe.
Okay.
So he just contact me and I say, hey, all right, let's do something together. That's going to be my honor. He did a lot of right and wrong things. But whatever he did, make me this. In my opinion, it had a lot of effect on me. And yeah, he did a lot of good things.
And then how long were you in that coffee shop?
It was my last long job was then I worked with them for 1 year.
Okay.
And it was the most longest time that I could stay even in one place, even from my childhood. Like the maximum period of time for me was 9 months, 8 months, 6 months. Even I worked with them even for 14 months, over a year.
Okay.
Because I was really happy. And I left there for good because at then I start curious about coffee. And then in that place, nobody didn't believe in coffee. It was, I tell you, the atmosphere was the real topic there. Not the coffee, not even the food.
Okay.
People pay for atmosphere. Then I left them. Then I was like, guys, I really appreciate you, but I have to go and follow the coffee. And like in that coffee shop, the coffee machine that we had was a very small home espresso machine.
Okay.
But that one, and also more than that, the customers made me feel the coffee is important. Something is going to happen for coffee. Back then, most of the coffee shop just had a small espresso machine, which we call it right now home espresso machine, or even mocha pot. No grinder. We bought ground coffee, and then it made me feel that there is something. And I left them for good, but I couldn't work with anyone more than 3 months, 6 months. Even in 1 year, I changed 10 coffee shop, after every 20 days. Then I discovered, right, I cannot be employee anymore.
Okay, and then if we go to talk about the coffee farmers project, how did that happen?
So I start from coffee shop.
Right.
And then the coffee shop is the last circle of the chain. I work in a coffee shop. They understand the coffee is really important. Then I step forward. I say, all right, the bean is really important. Where it come from? At that time, it was mostly from Italy. All right, what Italy do with this bean? Where that bean come from to Italy? Is it grow in Italy? Then I understand, all right, no, there's some coffee farm. Italy is just one circle of the chain. So why some of them are black? They understand, all right, it have to be brown. They burn it. Oh, really? So why everybody say Italian coffee is good, but it's burnt? It's not fit. Then I understand, all right, roasting. If you want to know more than this, you have to go and roast coffee. Okay, where is coffee roasteries? Nothing in Iran. Back then was, this is about 10 years ago. Back then was 1, 2, 3 old style, those big roasteries just do the same as Italian style. So, right, where can I go? UAE. UAE back then had a specialty coffee. The day you start in coffee, not in basic coffee, in this kind of coffee shop, 2008. And then in 2014, 13, they were a specialty coffee. I say, all right, coffee roastery. There's at then 2013, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coffee roasteries. Coffee roasters was in Dubai, in the whole UAE. All right, I have to go to UAE. Then I find a job. Come to UAE again, 24/7 working. I work in a coffee shop, and back then I become trainer as well. I become SCA trainer, and then Specialty Coffee Association opened my eyes for sure. Then I understand. All right, it's not just roasting; it's coming from the farm. Then I come to UAE, and then understand okay, this is coffee roastery. They get raw material, and for example, roasting is not. It is a cooking process, but it's a maintaining process. When you have green coffee, you can. This is red. You cannot make the red blue. Maybe you can make it orange. So in the roasting process, you just maintain those things that you have it from the farm. So if the coffee is not good perfectly from the farm, you cannot do anything. And at that time, it was a lot of good coffee, but not enough, as the market asked. So I just said, all right, what should I do? Let's find some good raw material. It wasn't that much. It was, but not reasonable price. So I was like, I want to go see coffee farm. Then I went to the Rwanda.
But you're doing this to get better coffee. You're doing it to learn the process, or you're doing it that you wanted to improve, let's say, the coffee quality for a particular store or a particular supplier or a particular project?
Okay, not better coffee, different coffee. Because at that time, it was just one coffee, black coffee.
Yes.
Bitter. Then we develop like it can be different. There is something different. Well, why the coffee tastes like fruits? Why the coffee tastes like orange? Then we understand, all right, organically, there is a lot of acids inside the coffee and a lot of saccharide, or as the normal word, sugar, that with this mixture make those flavor and a lot of aroma compound. So it can be even more differently than we heard a lot from, and we got a lot of coffee from all over the world, and see, all right, coffee can be this one. So it can have more diversity, not just one black coffee. People can choose their like origin, their particular flavor. Then I understand, all right, there is some hole, there is some point that maybe I can go understand, learn, or fix. At that time, I thought about learning. Then I went to the farm, coffee farm. Then I understand, all right.
And this is in Rwanda, is the first country you went.
Was Rwanda.
What was it like when you first got there?
I was shocked. Like for a whole week, I was like, I couldn't talk. I was shocked. Like I just stopped talking. I was just even not observing. For a whole week, I was shocked because I don't want to exaggerate it. So better to don't talk. But the situation in African country is hard. It's really hard. People cannot imagine what I saw. And even I cannot explain. I don't know how to explain what I saw. So I was like, oh my God. But let's talk about the coffee part. Even some of them not caring or don't know. I'm not sure. But they didn't know or don't want to pick the best coffee cherry, which make the better taste or the best taste that it could be for that particular coffee. And I was like, do you guys don't know or don't want? Mainly at that time, I thought they don't want. They don't know. But later I understand they don't want or they can't or they don't care. And it's really different in different country. So I said, all right.
Because I'm sure it's a challenge for you to change the mindset of the farmers to go and pick more ripe harvest to have better, coffee and more taste and better quality versus more quantity, since while they're getting paid for the quantity and not much for the quality. And from your side, you wanted to teach them, right, about getting good coffee, right? And from the other side, a lot of businessmen would prefer that this knowledge stays exclusive, right? So the one hand, there's some people who know how to make, get the good crop that would give you good coffee and don't want to share that knowledge. And then you have Saeed on the other hand, who's trying to, make it, is trying to spread the knowledge of making good coffee, right? Now, from their side, they're like, Saeed, no, what are you doing? Right? But from your perspective, why are you doing that?
I feel better. When the people around me are happy, I feel better. I don't know. Maybe this is some kind of mental disease. I don't know. But it's like, I will be happy when the people around me happy. Like, if I have a phone, the best phone in the world, but nobody else does it, what does it work for? I cannot call anybody. I cannot see anybody. So...
Because this is a different type of mindset, which is, some call it, give it a term, the abundance mindset. An abundance mindset sees that there's opportunity for everyone. There's so many opportunities. There's so many ways to get one thing. And then you have another mindset more like, want to keep it,
exclusive.
If I'm not the only one, then, I need to keep it exclusive, like you said.
It's acceptable for me. I accept that because it is. Like, even I remember I started my podcast. Like, I learned a lot in SCA and the coffee education. And I started my own podcast in Farsi. At that time, everybody attacked me that we pay a lot for this thing to learn, and you just share it on the internet. You guys, oh boy, are crazy. Believe or not, I never know. 1 year after that, I make one of the biggest coffee class in the world. Not as the news say, as my trainer said. I done the practical class for 300 people. So, and I never doesn't had that goal. It just happened. But I just want to, I said, my brain is exploding of information. Come everybody, you have to know about it. But yeah, other trainers told me, no, you are a lot of things. And I was like, oh, all right. And I become alone in the business because everybody go other ways. I didn't want to go other ways, opposite of them. I was like, people have to know. The people were suffering because after Rwanda, so I started my first action.
Yeah, please tell me.
Which was in India.
Okay.
So I understand African country, as you mentioned, like it's really hard to change their mindset. They were doing it for at least more than a decade, 200 years, 300 years, even centuries. So I was like, they're not gonna, and even dealing with them, see, conversation in different countries is really different. It was funny in one of the African country. I went there with my own costs to just teach them, because here is the deal. I have some people looking for good coffee, but they cannot find it with the affordable price. And I have some farmers, they don't know how to make good coffee, and they're looking for the customer. So, and the coffee that they make, for example, these customers are not gonna pay more than $5 to them, and they're looking for $10. So what I do, I go teach them free, and then these customers find the coffee that they want. Now, what are they? They are my trainee who open their roastery with what I said, but they cannot find good coffee. So for making my words true, I have to show them.
Yeah.
It was the only way I could do. So I say, all right, I have some money, I'm gonna buy a ticket and do it by my own. Because in some of country, they ask for money, even for learning. Like it's one of the funniest stories that, like I was there and they told me, you want to teach us? I said, yeah, I want to teach you how to make good coffee. They said, all right, you have to pay us because you're getting our time. But I was like, all right, you want to learn, but you can make more money. They were no, first pay us to teaching us. So in any country, I don't want to just say Asian country, American country, or African country. So, but I found really good friends in India. Then I said, and the people have really strict guard with the Indian country, with the Indian coffee, because for centuries they just produce one grade coffee, which we know it as a commercial coffee. Mm-hmm. It's just one grade, not higher, not lower, but we looked for some, not just saying a specialty coffee, some more exotic coffee with a different flavor, with a different potential, let's say. So I went there. It was really hard even, change something because of the economy things, because of a lot of things, but we did. And I had planned to raise their price from, at that time was $4, from $4 to $5, maybe $6 per kg, maybe after 1 year. In the same year it happened for them. And I was really proud. I didn't charge them. Some people tell me, why you didn't? I said, well, because...
And this raised the coffee of the commercial coffee, or you had a different line, which is the more exotic or the different flavor?
From the commercial, it turned to the specialty. That's it. We didn't open away. I just go there and just change some small point.
Okay.
Even my hand wasn't that much open to, make a lot of different, not just few points
tweaks, yeah,
that I never even didn't know. Because after that trip, I get enough confidence to go to the other trip.
Right.
I went there, I say, all right, just please pick the ripe cherry, like pick the red one.
Yeah.
Pay them differently for the green one. So when they pick wrongly, if they remove the green, which is the unripe one, which doesn't have good taste, if you pay them separately, they're gonna just remove it.
Yes.
So it was one technique, normal technique. The other was like, check like pH under fermentation. Do this, do that. control. Just record something. All right, you cannot make a greenhouse. That's fine. Don't do it. It's a cost of $1,000, which was hard. So just make a record and just separate coffee. Don't mix all of them together. And then make the quality. And find a specific customers. I mean, I didn't try to change something. Still people have guard, but I didn't want to change something. I just want to, just separating.
Improve.
And improving is really easy. I mean, if one person just read few books and studying coffee 1 year, they can do a lot of things. I don't want to say they don't know, but mostly me, I show them. There is some customer, they're gonna die for your coffee if you just make it a little bit different with a little bit less defect or bad coffees, as we say. If you're just doing it, they're gonna be more happy. They're gonna proud to like selling your coffee. Do this, and mostly I prove them. Like I don't want to. Like I'm not saying I go there and teach them. I just prove them.
Yeah.
What is their potential? It was what I.
And I saw it in your documentary. Like you make a point for the farmers to taste the more good harvest, the more
Exactly.
ripe. And in some cases, a lot of them don't get to even drink from their own harvest. So what was the reaction in terms of comparing to the normal coffee when it's all mixed? And, when you give them... For them, yeah.
It's sad, but some of them, it was the first time that they drink coffee. They drink coffee bean because mostly in Kenya at that time, it was just one coffee roastery in the Nairobi. And the whole country drinking instant coffee.
Okay.
And it's like for 2018.
Wow.
2019. It wasn't any coffee shop with making coffee. No, not at all. I was wonder because it was my first time going to Kenya, and at the same time I told to my friend, let's make a documentary. Let's go. I know it's dangerous. I know it's like might be, we'll lose something in the way. We don't know where are we going. And honestly, you go to nowhere. A coffee farm is nowhere. Some of them, for sure, you don't have connection. Most of the place, because it's in nowhere. You cannot reach to the normal road and all of this scenario. So like it felt danger for us because we didn't know what we were going. But I told them, let's go. I will guarantee we're gonna get back alive. So when we went there, I was like, I want coffee. They said, this is just coffee, sachet, instant coffee. This is what we all drink. I was like, what do you mean? Because, for example, I visited Rwanda. They were doing coffee, not that much, but like they had ground coffee to do something,
Okay.
basics.
Yeah.
India either, but in Kenya I was wondering because most of the coffee farmers controlling by the government.
Okay.
Like one of the factors that we really, and most of the coffee community try to help in Kenya, specifically Kenya, is to try to buy their coffee, like pre-order their coffee, because most of the coffee, like if you make this range of quality, government is gonna buy your coffee. Higher, they pay same price. Lower, they reject your coffee. So, and they don't care what you do.
Yeah, because from their perspective, they're like, we don't want extra work, just give us, we're already selling, it's working. We don't want better.
Sure. And it was acceptable. Even the people I went there, most of them that you see in the video, it's like 90 above, 90, 95, 99. The wife of one of them was 102. And they were super happy. But most of the young people left the cities or country because, so by the way, we went there. Then that part that you see, I brewing coffee for them, was the first step and first rush that we record. Because I was like, what the hell? You never drink coffee? Really, I was shocked. So when they started drinking, for sure, first act was nothing. They was like, oh, all right, that's okay. Is it coffee or juice? I was like, come on, it's coffee. See, I had a package. I took the Kenyan coffee from UAE. I say, Kenya, They say, oh, all right. But it takes time. But for Kenya, not as powerful as it happened in India. Because honestly, the people that I've worked with them in India, they were powerful people and young people looking for more opportunity. So they hit the...
they applied what you taught them real quick.
But even for those Kenyan people, it worked a little bit. And they were happy. But yeah, it's really hard. Like from the movie when you see, like even I try to show the reality. But even when I see right now, I say, oh, come on.
No, I enjoyed watching the documentary. It's very I like the way it's being directed, you know, even from the beginning.
It was natural. We go the way. Like, we didn't know what's going to happen. And even if you, like...
Were there any crazy situations that happened? Unexpected things, I'm sure.
No. It went... Luckily, it went super smooth because the next trip that I went, it was really crazy. Like the next one was in Uganda, so we didn't have anywhere to like sleep at the night. So we took tents, and at the farm we just opened the tent and we were at the tent. 10 days, no shower, nothing, because the space was so far, so we couldn't go to the hotel. So I tell them, let's just stay at the farm in the tent.
Mentally, how do you keep yourself positive during those difficult times?
I can't sometimes. This is philosophy, but I need sometimes, a human needs sometimes be negative. Either like when it come, I try to practice, let it come. But I should be negative sometimes. Like it's really hard. I don't want to open the story, but somebody died in front of my eyes in one of the countries, and I was like, oh, still, like my heart is, because. But
is this one of the suicide cases or?
Oh, no. It wasn't those suicide cases. Those suicide cases also was like, we saw it. A lot of farm without owner, without landlord. They say these farms, in most of the countries it happen, coffee farm we see. But they say all of these people, like 20 family, suicide together. They just stay at the one home and burn the home.
And why? What? I mean, we didn't have a conversation with them to ask, but do the people at least know what caused them to commit suicide?
Economic things, and the thing like when they done for, and it happening even everybody in coffee industry know. They done the coffee farmers doing this at least for 2-3 generation. Like it's not just somebody, like it's impossible to me as a person go to the farm, buy a land and do coffee farming. Now, it needs few generation, so they can't do anything else except that. And imagine when nobody don't buy or a lot of economic things happen, economic crisis happen, they cannot do anything else. And we don't know what they thought, but they choose this. It was the cause, economic, mostly economic, because some of them from the planet, some of them from the customers, and other thing that complete the pack and roll the pack, wrap the pack. Today, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. It was what I saw, but I know economic things, and they think that they don't know, they don't do anything else. That's why these days we're suggesting coffee farmers like something like agriculture, or doing planting something else except than coffee to like, because coffee have one season. Yeah. Yes. So balance it. But this was something else. I saw the guy die in front of my eyes. I was like,
how did that impact you?
I was shocked again. I couldn't talk. Like, my tongue locked for 6 hours. I wanted to say something, I couldn't. And it was like, what the hell is this?
What are the thoughts in your head?
Because it was a child. And I was like, how it can happen? Why? Why it should be? The first thing I was, in most of this kind of case, not exactly just for dying, I say, why it's not fair? It's not fair. especially in coffee farm countries, in all over the world. Most of them are poor countries, unfortunately, because most of them are just producing coffee, and the coffee price, even after price raising, even still it's not fair, because it's like other podcasts that I have to explain.
exploitation.
But yeah, at the end of the day, it's not feed. So and then it feels me like, why it's not fair? That was the moment that every single bean fell down. I just took it, and not because of the price, because the effort, and the coffee had so much effort on it, and then it was really hard. But it happening, like as I see, it was the scene that I saw was really normal scene for the people around. I understand the right. This is the scenario. What I can do, just open their eyes as they request to at least know the trends. For example, know, okay, this is people looking for a specialty coffee or these words or this kind of grading. So just go through the wave and you can sell your coffee easier. It was one of my motivational point that it's all right. People dying for this. So let's do something. One day it will make sense.
Going back to, let's say, when during maybe you're sitting in the tent and or in a nice, comfortable place, you mentioned like, yeah, it's okay, to feel to get negative thoughts and feel down.
Oh yeah,
but
exactly.
You got the negative thoughts, you fell down, but it didn't stop you from finishing what you wanted to do. So how do you deal with those negative thoughts in a way that you still get to push through and be productive?
Just it's simple. I just laughing, like always. And some people saying it's because of you're nervous. It's like laughing as a joker, but I'm saying, no, really, it's funny. Whatever happened is funny. Like we went to the farm and then we realized there is no place to stay or even sleep or even get shower. So, but I have the video. I will show you. We get showered under the rain. It was, but right now I'm watching and I'm laughing.
Maybe later they'll make a song, "Shower in the Rain."
Yeah, exactly. And I just keeping to saying to myself, it's not permanent. It
like
shall to pass.
If someone's saying, "Oh, I wish I could just shower in the rain."
Oh my God, no.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, exactly. But it's hard. I know I don't have any, I try to plan to stay positive, but it won't happen. I should just let it, and it happened. Positive coming, negative coming.
We're going.
Yes. Our life is between two sad points. We just understand, okay, from this point that I'm not happy to other point that I'm not happy, I'm going to be happy. I can be happy. So I was like, okay, we're going to stay 10 days here. They asking us for money. They don't let us do something. They don't listen to us. They laugh at us. That's fine. I remember at that trip, we jogging about 40, 50 kilometers per day. And it was just one food that we could take. We got conserve from the city. And it was really crazy trip. But right now, and we suffer a lot because I was with some of my friends, with 3 other of my teammates. And then I said, it's going to pass, guys. Let's just enjoy. But there were no key for that. It already happened. I cannot stop negative things. The rain is coming. How to do? Talking about it is easy. Yes. Talking about this kind of thing is easy. The only thing is I cannot change, and it's not permanent.
And when I was watching the documentary, came to mind, maybe some people don't know about this, but sometimes the water can, is not if it's not coming from, how do you say, in a container, just because the water could be from the well, and did you have any reaction with the water or you were fine?
They were drinkable water.
Okay.
And for drinking, yeah. But today, I'm talking that's, in coffee, we talk about a lot of bacteria that's going on in the fermentation and in the, whole, like I can take a bacteria from here, took it to, for example, Kenya, and it's going to be a reason for killing a lot of, for
the
example,
harvest, yeah.
Exactly.
The crops.
As it happened in Brazil and Colombia, because they took the yeast from Japan, worked with it in Colombia, and a lot of frog that just died in that area. Then
how do they take it? Like you're taking a particular, crops, and then
they process it. So coffee is a cherry, then they dry it inside the cherry, or they do processing. They remove the pulp, then they do the fermentation because it stick to the bean. The pulp is sticking to the bean. Then they do fermentation, then they dry it because it have like 50% moisture. Then when it's dry, it's become like a sunflower seed. This was the part at the farm. Then they send it to the capitals. There's some kind of factory which they call it dry mill. They do dry milling, sorting it, remove the defect, clean it. So I want to say just the bacteria is really important in that even smaller scale. For us, like living at the tent, or showering at the rain, but luckily, first of all, for any country I try to get some vaccination about it.
Yeah, of course.
This is really important. Even when you go to any new country, because
malaria, yellow fever.
Exactly. Because those make your body prepare for those bacteria.
Because you're gonna get a lot of mosquitoes.
Oh yeah, for that one I'm fine. But oh my God! Now I remember what happened. What crazy thing happened in Kenya. He's gonna killing me. Reza was the director and cameraman in the same time. He was really panic about mosquitoes. So every morning he wake up 1 hour earlier and put a lot of cream.
The white cream.
Yeah, exactly. Me and other guy, we were laughing because it already happened. It's Africa.
There's no running away.
Yes, exactly. But he was really take care of himself until the last day that he finished all his things. Then one mosquito just bite. It was super big. Like it was
from
like,
a mosquito.
Yeah, it wasn't mosquito. It was something like that, but
probably a bee.
Not a bee. Like those. It wasn't SARS or something. It was something green, but it wasn't dangerous. But his head was. It became super, and he was really angry. We were trying to just. Because we get panicked. So we just took him to somewhere. And the local person told us, no, this is fine. It's not going to kill him, but he's going to have a lot of pain in the next days. So he was super angry. But luckily it was last day. So but yeah, it was one of the most craziest scenes.
I'm sure you learned a lot from all these trips. Like, how do you feel it impacted you? Like, you got exposed, you went to Ethiopia, you went to Indonesia, India, Kenya, Rwanda, and you're not going like, to the capital, the nice, you're going to the farms, you're experiencing how different people live. Like, how do you feel that impacted you as a person?
It wasn't no booking. We just go. Like when we didn't know what we got. Even some of the farmers, it was the first time that we met there. Like most of them found me for example, in the social media, mainly in Facebook. So when we went there, it would anything happen. Even some people told us it's kind of might be they just rob you or like a lot of things happen.
Especially if you have equipment.
Yeah, exactly. How you trust them? I said, Allah Kareem, let's go. always was like that because never, like most of the people, except India and Kenya, I met the peoples before went there. But the others, it was just, let's go.
Some of the countries, you didn't have anyone there. You just...
No. Not just Allah. And it happened, like, because see, like all the school, just go to the farm, find some people, tell them I want some coffee.
But what if they can't speak English?
We cannot speak. I cannot speak English well, so like we just do something translator, and then
So cool.
yeah, it's crazy. I don't know why I did this, but still I'm doing sometime. Like I said, let's go. We will find some way. So some of them was like this, but what impacted me was like just get the life easy and just go, just do it, be flexible. Like sometimes it's bad. I assure you that sometimes it's bad, but I'm like super flexible. Tell me, let's go do this. If it's not harm me, if it's not bad, I say, let's go.
Having that mindset allows you to experience more of life, 100%.
People think I absorb my emotion. Sometimes yes, but mostly not. Like, I open to anything. Like people think I'm hate Starbucks. I'm not. You tell me, let's go to Starbucks. We go sometimes to a Starbucks, sitting in a Starbucks. Not ordering coffee, but I go there. The mainly is make me flexible. Like if somebody asks me, like you travel to a lot of country, when you want to go to a new place, you don't have a stress. I say, yeah, still I have a stress when I want to go to a new airport. But the thing is, I become flexible. Want to go to a 5-star hotel or go to a tent? Fine. It shall be passed.
All right, we'll take a different turn now.
Sure.
You mentioned that you did 6 or 7 marathons in 1 year. Were you always athletic? Like how did it, because deciding to do a marathon is a big decision. Deciding to do 1K run or 3K run, I'm going for a run. But deciding to do 42K run, you have to have a reason. It doesn't just happen. Because after 1K or 2K, your mind will just... So yeah, why did you decide to run a marathon?
Firstly, let's start from my depression. I got depression, but deep depression. But everyone have different level of depression in their life. But it was super deep. I was like, I made myself alone, and I was like, oh, why I did all of this? There's no reason for me. And I say, that was really painful at that time. Especially, I did my eye surgeries, and then I was like, and take a lot of medication, take a lot of drug, which is really make you depressed. And I was like, I need recovery. As I'm always, I don't want to say job addicted, but as I always like to do something, I was like, let's just start running. I had a background of running. Like, I was super overweight exactly 2 years before joining to the coffee. Like, I was at 16, 15 years old. I was over 110 kg. It was a lot.
Nice.
Then I was like, oh, this is not good anymore. I don't like myself in the mirror. So I start doing changing lifestyle, honestly. Change my lifestyle and I start running. And I start like changing everything. I believe at that point, a lot of things changing me. That's why, one of the reasons that's why I start focusing on just one thing, which is coffee, which I discover how much I love it as a job and as a hobby and as a journey. So I had a background of running, but not marathon. Then
when you say background of running, like what you used to do? At that point when you decided to lose weight, you started running?
I start changing my lifestyle. I start doing, in the same time, doing exercise, like going to the gym, but yeah, every day in a football
pitch, yeah.
Yeah, we just go take 20 round. Yeah. So I start running and getting diet and changing the eating way. So, and I try to lose weight with running. And then I lost a lot, 40 kg.
Wow.
Yeah, at least it was something 30, 40 kg. And then with that background, I discover, because recently, in the last 5-6 years, the marathon getting more famous, a lot of competition, a lot of event happening.
Yes.
Then I was like, oh, let's go to the marathon. I was watching a documentary from a singer that he done marathon.
Okay.
Just randomly, I was watching and say, it can be good. Let's try. But nobody don't try marathon like this.
But I want to ask, like, okay, 15, 16, 18, before 18 years old, 17 years old, you started running.
Yeah.
But after you started working at the coffee shop, and then after that, you used to continue working out?
Yes. I work out.
So
Not just running.
throughout your life, it became one of the things you do is work out.
Exactly.
But now with all these trips, you're breaking, there's no routine.
No, not like that.
So
Like I told you, at the farm we running, we jogging for 50K per day. So it was kind of work, but not exact workout.
Yeah. No, walking is one thing, but long distance running is it's a different science.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Okay, so you were feeling down and you said, you know what? Why did you think that if I run, I'll feel better?
Because I started running.
Is it something that you learned from before? And you're like, you know what? I know the solution for this. This will be, running is going to help me.
No, I wasn't like that. No. I just get effect from the thing that I see. Like I see people talking about running and something happened for them. So I affected by those things.
Okay.
Then I start running. Then I got affected. Like it's like a lot of
So tell me, after you decided,
overthinking.
okay, now I saw the singer and,
Yeah.
he started his running journey. And then now you decided, okay, I want to start this journey.
Yeah.
How was the first run? How long did you run?
You mean the first marathon or the first practice?
First practice. How far did you go?
Oh my God! I had very wrong shoes in the wrong place. The thing is, sometime I make the mistake with somebody. So I took my friend, like I showed to my friend, like he had this same problem, like he was depressed. I show him, yeah, Reza, let's run together. He was the same person who came with me to Kenya. He was the director of my movie.
Nice.
So I told him, Reza, let's go run. He said, what is it? I said, there is a one marathon, like 50 days later in Istanbul. Let's go. He said, all right, what we should do? I said, let's go run every night, maybe 5, maybe 10. Then after 50 days, probably we're going to be ready. So he said, what's going to do? I said, let's first register. Then when we did the registration, we get the stress. Oh, we have to.
Yeah.
So we started running. First together was like 7K. It was a lot for first run.
That's good.
With wrong shoes. And we couldn't run for 5 days. Then we understand, right, hold on. We need trainer. So we got trainer.
Okay.
Not like, we just get a consultation from the trainer. Like, what's the best shoes?
Like a mentor, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, like a mentor. Where should we go for run? And hey, give us the plan for eating, for practicing, for workout, and for shoes.
What are the things that you learned before you started now, running or preparing for the marathon, that you learned after you got the mentor? Like, what are the things you learned about running that you didn't know before?
Honestly, the mentor just told us about the rules of physics. Like, this should be your shoes. This is how you have to eat. Like, he didn't tell us anything about the mental. Like,
why is shoes important?
Huh?
Why is shoes important?
Why? Because this is our second brain. They said the leg is second brain. You have to be really curious about it, because if you it's like your tire for the car, so it's really important. The shoes is the most important think that you can have like no music, no nothing is not more important. That even the thing that you eat, that's fine. But if you use bad shoes, it's gonna.
Everything is going down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you run 1K or 2K, it's okay with wrong shoes.
Yeah.
But
more than 10.
More than 10 wrong shoes.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be very
wrong
painful.
shoes is killing. And for example, there's a shoes for practicing and shoes for the running day. These are different shoes. Like the practicing have to be a little bit tough because your knee is not going to be used to super jumpy shoes. But for the
race day,
for the day, you have to just use those kind of shoes. So yeah, he teaches like this kind of thing. But honestly, mentally is more important.
Mm-hmm. Tell me.
The human body can just like as they said, as most of the doctors said. Like doctors don't suggest marathon. They say it's not good. Like maximum 20. 22 is maximum. Like more than 22, it can harm you, but it's on you. So and really after, if you go 20, you'll stop or you'll continue until 42. Like there is not, I didn't see or I never stopped after 20. It was few competition, it was few events that I stopped before 20 and I couldn't continue because of a lot of problem. But when I passed 20, I felt I could run for 60, even more. So it's just mentally is really important. Why you're doing it, and everyone have their own reason. Like for me, I have to prove myself that if I make a decision, I have to finish it. Don't left the table before you finish your food. Finish it. And that's why I never think about, like I have some friend who enrolled marathon and they go to get some places, like some first place, second place. I never thought about it. I could. Like doing practice, getting record, never I think about record. Most of my record is like 5 hours, 6 hours. Never, like one of them was 4 hours 15, which is not a really fast time. But
that's
the thing
good.
is,
that's good.
Like I just pass it. I just try to finish it. Sometimes I slow down and I just walking.
That actually, I mean, runners know this. That you know, if you slow down, because when your heart rate is up, even if you try and push, you can't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So if you slow down and you walk for a little bit, not
exactly.
I'm walking, just maybe for 1 minute. When you come back to running, now that your heart rate went down, your pace will go faster than when you were running before that.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you improve your overall average pace.
Kind of. Honestly, my technique was always go slow, but consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is happening for me. Like when we start, I'm the last person. Everybody left. Like everybody going. I just slow going. Then slow passing all of them.
Yes, of course. There are some who start.
Yes.
And finish at a high pace.
Yeah.
But most they don't know.
Yeah.
About the science of pacing.
Yeah, exactly. Pace is really important.
Yeah,
to
pacing, and you have to know your pace. And for most people, you don't want to start at 4 or 3.5 pace, and your heart rate is like 160 and 1K, and then you're on the side. And then slowly people...
And then you end up with 8. It should be...
What were the challenges in training before the first marathon? You had 50 days. What are the challenges in training?
Don't eating like bad foods. keeping the diet.
Why is it important?
Because it affects on the body. The thing, like the trainer told me, like about 2 weeks till 10 days before the marathon, don't eat like this kind of oil, this kind of carb, not cutting the carb, this kind of carb, and don't do this, don't do that. Like it was again limit for me. Like I don't want to say I don't like limit, but when somebody telling you don't do that, you're gonna
focus on
it. Yeah, exactly. You're just gonna focus. All right. Don't eat burger. And like, because there's like, we have pasta night one night before the
Yes.
marathon. Yeah. So I just say, all right, in pasta night, I'm going to eat burger, maybe a pizza. No, pizza after this. It's like the bread. It was the most challenging, like the most thing that he told us I done. Like, go like done 10K with pace of 9. Even high pace is hard. Like even running is slow. It's not that much easy. Like you have to just keep it consistent. Keeping the consistency was really hard. But I done that one. But diets like getting.
I always find the first 1K is the hardest. Whether I go cycling, whether I go running, the first 1K, or whether swimming, the first 100 meters is the most difficult.
For me, is like sometimes I buy a lot of stuff for myself. Special headphone, special band, special like. Then after working on the sun, all right, let's lift off. Just run, Baba. You don't need anything. Like I remember first marathon, I bought a lot of things, a lot of gels, putting everywhere, like getting a lot of rib. And then after 5K, I was like, oh my God, I cannot carry all of the things. Oh, I get a camel bag. Twice I left my camel bag in the marathon. I was like, so this is also
because every weight, small, tiny weight, is after long distance. It's big.
Yeah.
How was your first marathon? What were your thoughts during running? How did you push yourself?
It was
you had already done 42K before the actual race. Yeah.
No. The suggestion was don't do like you have to tune your car and just take it out in the competition day. I just prepare it. So my maximum was 30.
Okay.
And like the trainer told me, like when you done 30, you're gonna finish with it. Don't worry. Even then, I understand when I can do 20, I can go even more. So the first one was 42. It was in Istanbul. The organization was super well. Like it was well organization, super well organization. The weather was amazing. A little bit even rainy, which make it better. And then I remember in the kilometer 35 or 38, I got some damage in my leg. I don't remember why it was, but I just understand it get damaged. So I just see it and I was thinking, what the hell is this? Like, who run for 42K without no prize? And come along from UAE to Turkey just because the purpose just was the marathon. Go to the coffee shop, go work for. I was like,
this is your mind. It's crying inside. Exactly. Why are we here? What are we doing?
And then, man, after that marathon, I got wheelchair for 2 days. I couldn't walk.
So when your leg was hurting you, how did you convince yourself to push?
I just said, let's finish it. Finish. Because in the background, I left a lot of unfinished job. Not job, in the coffee. Like, I have more than 5 books that I didn't finish it. I just published 3-4 of them. So I'm sometimes saying, well, finish the job and enjoy the last second. And I really enjoyed that last second. I say, all right, it's worth. That kept me going right now. Like, it's been 1 year that I didn't finish any marathon. But whenever after that I joined to the marathon, that keeps me, like, even sometime I wanted to left like at 20. I told you, like at 20 I was like, what the hell? You finished 20 and you're already done.
You should be proud of yourself.
Yeah. Who you want to prove? I said, all right, prove to yourself. Finish what you start. Finish the food, and then left the table. What is this? So yeah, it always was the same. Even I did 2 ultra. One of them was ultra marathon in a desert in Dubai. After 6 months. Before then, it was 136. Also, that one was in desert, but in Iran.
Which one was the most difficult one from all these
Dubai.
races?
Oh, the one in Dubai. It took It took 8 hours.
What was the distance?
56. And in the kilometer 54, they disqualified me.
Because of time.
Yeah, exactly. It took more than 8 hours, but I finished it.
Okay.
Like I finished the line, and everyone was like, but it was all right. You finished, and it was in the sand, and in the sand, it's totally different than normal marathon, and it was ultra marathon. But yeah, it was the hardest one. But yeah, in the same year.
Why was it the hardest?
Because it was in the sand.
Okay.
And
was it hot or no?
No, it wasn't in the hot season. It was hot, but I prepared for that.
Okay.
But because it was ultra as well, and like running in a long distance, and even last 2 kilometers that they disqualified me, I was like, all right, they disqualified you. Why you keep continue? I said, all right, you didn't run for them, so finish it.
After doing all these marathons, how do you feel it affected you mentally? Comparing to and after you've done these races?
This is something mentally.
Yeah, and it's personal.
Super personal. Like, even at that time, I done a lot of job. I done a lot of, in the coffee, I done a lot, published book, getting to first place in the barista competition. I was like, but still, I thought, no, you're not enough. And then after marathon, even those marathon wasn't enough for me. After marathon, then I understand I have to believe in myself that I'm enough. So after that marathon, I understand, oh my God, you can do whatever you want. Please be careful. Don't go further. Stay in your feet. Because I try to, like, one of them was, I tried to go for 70 kilometer. But the trainer told me, you're going to break your leg and you're going to get injury in your knee and you can't fix it anymore. So don't do it. Because I was even, for most of those marathons, I was overweight. For all of them, I was overweight. Like 5K, 10K, I was overweight then. So the trainer told me, don't do it. Otherwise, you're going to die and I'm not going to call you anymore. I'm not going to answer your call anymore. Then I stopped. Then after that, I'm going by fun. Like the last one, it wasn't full marathon even for me. The last one was half marathon, half marathon.
Okay.
Yeah. And before then, it was Dubai marathon. But then I understand, like, behind all of those running was, you're not enough. And it's for me, it's really sad story. It's not easy to say. But deeply inside, someone telling me, you're not enough. Do something more. Do something more. Even I stopped publishing that I'm finishing marathon. Like, done few marathon, then I stopped publishing that what I'm doing. I said, you are doing it for yourself. But something inner side telling me, oh, you're not enough. See, you cannot do more than 40. I did 50. See, you're suffering in 50. Go 60. So then mentally I understand, all right, you're enough. If you want to run marathon, enjoy. Then after that, whenever I'm running, I really enjoy. Like most of the time, like the vibe in marathon is really important. It's really relief and give you energy. But really in Dubai, I go to Kite Beach sometime. I remember last time I found myself in 27, 28.
You started Kite Beach. Kite Beach. You're in Business Bay.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, the time is running. Otherwise, I'm going to finish 40, 45. So, and right now I'm really enjoying more. So this is my suggestion to anybody. Like, marathon, in my opinion, I try to use it as a cure.
Yes.
But it's just the way. It's not the cure. I try to use it as a cure. But right now, for me, it's just a way. Like, whenever I want to make a serious decision, I go for running. It's really helped.
Why?
I don't know what's happening exactly, but I believe because I just focus in one thing, then the other thing is coming. Like,
this comes after 12K, 13K. And
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. yeah, exactly. I go for more than 10.
Yeah, and 7K doesn't come.
No, honestly, the Kite Beach is 7K. So from the first to the Burj Al Arab. So I park my car. At least I have to do 14.
This is what I tell myself. Like, let's say I want to do 14, or let's say I want to do 20. I'll say, okay, just run 10, and then run back. That's it. Just run 10.
Yeah.
Focus on 10. You know, if I want to do 10K, just run 5.
Yeah.
And then run back.
Yeah.
And it's all mind games.
99%. 99%. Previously, I check, like, I wear a smartwatch.
Yeah.
I check that pace. I check, like, how many minutes do I running? 1 hour is enough. 2 hours is maximum. Then when I remove, and I just running, I listen to something. I'm just thinking. And I see a lot, most of the time, many people, like, catching me and passing me. I'm just, like, just keep.
I need to work on that, because sometimes
You start. Everyone does.
Sometimes if I feel someone is catching up, I'm like, no.
No. This is one of the game. Yeah.
One time, I thought it was a horse.
Oh my god.
I thought maybe it's one of the police on horse.
Horse riding.
You know, riding on the beach. You know, and this is at Kite Beach, and I had like maybe 4K left or something. I was like, no way, I'll keep running. And I hear the sound, and I was like, you know what? I'll match the same tempo.
Oh my god.
So I'll just, whatever that was 4, I was already tired.
Oh.
Maybe that was already going, at 4, I was like a horse.
Yeah.
I swear and I didn't look back.
Oh my
I didn't look
god.
back. I was just going and this, and then like I think I went all the way through or almost done, and
That sound.
yeah, and that sound was getting closer, but I just kept pushing. I kept pushing. My heart rate is up, still pushing. When I finished, this guy had, I don't know what kind of shoes,
No way.
was making this weird sound, or I don't know, the way he was running was weird.
Oh my
I
god.
thought it sounded like a
Horse.
horse. It was
But it
so
was a
loud. I
person.
could hear it from a mile away, and
Oh my god.
And yeah, so, but some people, even if I want, they still pass me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but sometimes I use it as fuel
It's good. For me, it happened.
to push.
For me, when it happened, in the Kite Beach, there's a place that there's a lot of coffee shop,
Mhm.
and the people watching. I don't know why. My running style is changing. That. And this is like logic. This is fact. This is physics. When someone watching you, it change. It shouldn't. Like, I don't care. Like I run like sometime, but when I understand I'm passing the busy area, my style of running is changing. This is also some fun thing,
Yeah.
and it gives me power sometimes. Like I'm saying, all right, I'm done. Let's take a taxi, and then to the car, and then I say, all right, if you're gonna pass this way, that there's a lot of
Take a
people.
Kareem bike and
Yeah, exactly. No. Always when I see a lot of people, I understand. All right, I get a fuel.
All right, so I want to ask, from your perspective, what is the high performance mindset?
The mindset that always focus in what make the difference. Like, because see, today I cannot say do whatever make you happy. This is not going to be a good mindset when you happy and unhappy moment. So, but I believe any kind of mindset when they focus, they're gonna win their life. In the coffee, I really want to connect it to the coffee. Like,
Yeah.
in the coffee, it's really important if you care about the people who looking to your hands. Like, there is no good coffee or bad coffee. There is just coffee that the people like. This kind of mindset keep me thinking like, in this way, people are gonna love the coffee, whatever they drink. So I believe, like sometimes people asking me why you never answer to what is the best coffee. I say because this kind of mindset is gonna keep this business, keep this pathway alive. So yeah, this is what I'm thinking. Focus. Either it's happy or unhappy. Either it's positive or negative.
Amazing. Saeed,
Cheers, man.
thank you so much for
My
today.
pleasure.